reform is a continuous process in any industry, and we've seen that reflected very clearly in the energy industries, that 15 years after the first sets of reforms, they're continuing. It's a continuous process. But I think what we've seen in recent times is a very reactive policy response to the challenges that have emerged, and to some extent that's been necessary by the circumstances and the pressures associated with drought. I think the big challenge for reform into the future is for governments to become more proactive with a longer time frame or a longer horizon. Well, the biggest emerging pressure point, I think, is the wider social ramifications of the buyback in the Murray-Darling Basin. What's being proposed is 1,500 gigalitres of water, or 20% of the allocated water in the basin, being bought back by government at a time of long-standing and very serious drought, and the prospect of actually water availability declining significantly again, simply because of climate change. Given all of that, I think what's not fully appreciated is that the buyback is really part of a wider social process. It's a process of quite dramatic socio-economic change in the region. And unless we deal with those issues as they are, which are socio-economic problems rather than purely buying back water, I think that the cost of dislocation and transition will actually be higher than they need to be. Well, I think what we're going to see is emerging trends and perhaps a greater consensus emerge as to the best way to manage urban systems. What we've seen across Australia is varying degrees of policy innovation in terms of grid managers, their roles, their responsibilities. And what we're likely to see is an emerging consensus as to how best to manage both the planning and supply of water in our urban systems.